Imagine walking into a room filled with people. Among the loud conversations and social networking, one woman stands apart. She's not trying to be the center of attention, yet somehow, she commands it effortlessly. She moves through life with an almost magnetic confidence, unbothered by the social chaos around her. You've probably met someone like this, a woman who seems to have an invisible force field of self-assurance around her. She's what we call a Sigma female. But what makes these women truly fascinating isn't just their independence or their quiet confidence. It's something far more intriguing: their masterful control over their emotional expression. Today we're going beyond the surface to understand why these remarkable women keep their feelings under lock and key, and more importantly, why this matters in our age of constant oversharing. The rise of the Sigma female, a new kind of power. In a world obsessed with labels and social hierarchies, Sigma females have carved out their own unique path. Unlike the traditional alpha female who leads through obvious dominance, or the beta female who finds her place in supporting roles, Sigma females operate by their own rules. They're the chess masters of social dynamics, always thinking several moves ahead while others are playing checkers. What sets them apart isn't their desire to break the rules, it's their understanding that the most powerful moves often happen outside the established game board entirely. They've recognized that true power doesn't come from following predetermined social scripts, but from writing your own. These women are the quiet revolutionaries of our time. They don't march in the streets or make loud proclamations of their independence. Instead, they demonstrate it through their actions, their choices, and most importantly, through their careful control of emotional expression. The emotional fortress, understanding the Sigma mindset. Think of emotions like cards in the most high-stakes poker game you've ever played. While most players are showing their hands at every opportunity, Sigma females have mastered the art of the perfect poker face. But here's what most people get wrong. It's not that they don't feel emotions, quite the opposite. They often feel things more deeply than others, but they've learned something crucial: that most haven't. Emotions are valuable information, and information is power. This emotional fortress they've built isn't about being cold or distant. It's about understanding that in a world where everyone is competing for attention and validation, emotional self-control becomes a superpower. They've learned to treat their feelings like precious resources, not something to be broadcasted to anyone who happens to be scrolling through their social media feed. Breaking down the walls, the strategy behind emotional privacy. The question that often comes up is, what's the big deal about keeping feelings private? To understand this, we need to look at what Sigma females have figured out through experience. Emotional vulnerability, despite what Instagram influencers might tell you, isn't always the strength it's made out to be. In fact, Sigma females have learned that selective emotional sharing actually creates stronger, more meaningful connections than constant emotional availability. They've discovered that when you choose carefully who gets to see behind your emotional walls, those relationships tend to be deeper, more authentic, and more valuable. The power of selective vulnerability, a deeper look. Let's dive deeper into what makes Sigma females truly exceptional in their approach to emotional expression. Unlike those who either overshare or completely shut down, Sigma females have mastered what psychologists call selective vulnerability. Think of it like having a sophisticated security system for your emotions. Not everyone gets the access code. When a Sigma female does choose to share her feelings, it's never random or impulsive. She's carefully evaluated both the timing and the recipient. She asks herself, is this person worthy of this level of trust? Will sharing this emotion serve a purpose beyond momentary relief? Will this person honor the vulnerability I'm showing? The art of emotional intelligence in professional settings. In the corporate world, Sigma females have turned their emotional discretion into a career superpower. While others might get caught up in office drama or emotional reactions, the Sigma female maintains her composure, using her emotional intelligence in 3 key ways. 1. Strategic decision-making. Picture this: a heated meeting where emotions are running high. While others are reacting immediately, the Sigma female observes, processes, and responds thoughtfully. She's not cold, she's calculating. She understands that in professional settings, emotional reactions can cost opportunities. 2. Leadership through mystery. Her approach creates an interesting dynamic. People naturally want to know what she's thinking. This curiosity often translates into influence. When she does share an opinion or emotion, it carries more weight precisely because it's rare. 3. Crisis management. When everything's falling apart, the Sigma female's emotional control becomes invaluable. She's the steady hand in the storm, the one people look to for guidance precisely because she's not caught up in the emotional chaos. The digital age challenge. Maintaining mystery in a connected world. In an era where sharing every emotion on social media has become the norm, Sigma females face unique challenges. How do you maintain emotional privacy when the world demands constant updates? The answer lies in strategic presence. Social media strategy. Sharing achievements without revealing the struggle behind them. Posting insights without exposing vulnerabilities. Maintaining engagement while preserving mystery. Creating boundaries in a boundaryless digital space. Digital boundaries. Sigma females have mastered the art of being present online while keeping their inner world protected. They might share their thoughts on industry trends or their latest professional achievements, but you'll rarely see them posting about their personal struggles or emotional state. The evolution of emotional power. The Sigma female's approach to emotional expression represents a new form of female empowerment. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about owning them completely and choosing their audience carefully. This approach creates several powerful dynamics. Control over narrative. By controlling when and how they express emotions, Sigma females maintain control over their personal narrative. They're not at the mercy of others' interpretations or judgments, because they choose when to reveal different aspects of themselves. Deeper connections. When Sigma females do form connections, they tend to be extraordinarily deep and meaningful. These relationships are built on earned trust rather than default openness, making them more resilient and valuable. Professional advancement. Their emotional discretion often leads to faster professional advancement. They're seen as reliable, trustworthy, and capable of handling sensitive situations, all valuable traits in leadership positions. The future of female empowerment. The rise of Sigma females marks a new chapter in female empowerment. It's a shift from the old paradigm of having it all to choosing what matters. These women have discovered that true power lies not in proving themselves to others, but in being selective about who gets to see their authentic selves. Creating new standards, moving away from forced vulnerability, establishing healthy, emotional boundaries, valuing quality over quantity in relationships, prioritizing emotional sovereignty, and building legacy. The Sigma female approach is creating a new template for success, one that doesn't require women to choose between being emotional and being powerful. Instead, it shows how emotional intelligence, when properly managed, becomes a source of strength. The revolutionary act of emotional privacy. In closing, consider this: in a world that increasingly pushes for constant connection and endless sharing, choosing when to reveal your emotions might be the most revolutionary act of all. Sigma females aren't just protecting their feelings, they're redefining what it means to be authentically yourself in the modern age. Remember, your emotions are your property. Vulnerability is a privilege to be earned, not a right to be demanded. True connection comes from selective sharing, not constant availability. Emotional privacy isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And perhaps most importantly, remember that being a Sigma female isn't about never showing emotion, it's about choosing when, where, and with whom to share your emotional world. In doing so, these women aren't just protecting themselves, they're revolutionizing how we think about emotional expression in the modern age.